Good morning, everyone. I don't know how you guys are doing, but I'm doing okay. Um, what was I going to do? Oh, I'm eating like a egg sandwich. It's not bad. Mm. And peanut butter with cinnamon sugar on it, toast. Um, yeah. So tonight for dinner, I'm gonna put dinner on about 8 o'clock. I'm gonna try to get some dishes done. It's about 20 minutes. Listen, get some stuff going. Um, Dinner today is good. Well, my older child went to school and my youngest is still sleeping. But she told me she got up at like 4 or 5 o'clock this morning. Just let me know that she had a toothache and a headache and her incisors were coming in. So I'm just going to let her sleep. Yeah, I gave her some medicine. Oh, I'm like, I just want to nap till 5. So I've been up since 4ish. Um, my partner went to work and then she got up. Yeah, I didn't get much done. I got dressed. I got ritual going. Um, I've gotten her off to school, lunch, breakfast, all that. The sandwich was supposed to be hers, but it wasn't ready by the time her ride came. Um, yeah. So today for dinner, if I can get the camera set up downstairs, I will. But I'm going to put into the crock pot. I'm going to put in last night's dinner of rice and beans. And I'm going to put in like tomatoes and tomato soup, whatever, and canned tomatoes and chili seasonings and maybe some vegetables or something later on, like some bell peppers and cook up some bell peppers, saute some onions, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, my folks gave me a gift card to one of these like Overscott bargain warehouse thingies. They buy in bulk overstock and leftovers or whatever, and then they sell it for bargain price. And so my mom's obsessed with it, and she gave me like a lot of money on it, which upsets me. But I wanted like they had also given me like one gift card to food place, but when we went out of that, I went food shopping, and they don't have like groceries. They have like overstocked food shelf, dry shelf food. So I got cans of tomatoes, and I got some rice here and there, and what else did I get? I'm trying to remember what I got. Yeah, just stuff here and there. So I'm going to make chili. I made like a lot of beans and rice, egg salad. Also, we had an accident with getting too many eggs. Dozen eggs. I had when I went to the store, I somehow switched. I thought we had 3 loaves of bread and 1 dozen eggs. So I bought 3 dozen eggs and only 1 loaf of bread to make it for the week. I got home and there were like 2.5 dozen eggs in the fridge. So then there were 3. So then my folks called up and they were like, "Hey, we're going to the farmer's market. Do you want any food?" I'm sitting there listing I'm like, well, whatever's in season for fruits and vegetables, whatever you guys are picking up. Because I'm trying not to be a financial burden since I moved out on my own. And I was just running through my head. No, we've got eggs. I don't have enough eggs. I didn't realize I was talking out loud. So he thought that I said eggs and got me 3 dozen eggs. So we've been having about 1 dozen eggs every day this week. So we made so beans and rice, egg salad, and what else did I put? I put in some. Oh, they gave me like a 5 pound bag of sliced carrots and this big old thing of broccoli florets. So I made a vegetable medley. I might do like a stir fry or something or tomorrow. So the chili, might do. Yeah, maybe eggs for the chili. I don't know. So there's basically eggs, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Eggs every way that you can have eggs. And yeah. So shelf food. For some reason my teeth is bothering me. Oh, I got uh, I don't know what kind of metal. It's probably titanium or something. Screw. Like the nicest teeth I have in my mouth is fake from a car accident. I had nice teeth my whole childhood. Um, I had nice teeth, and then when you're in a car accident, um, it takes off some of your enamel, which didn't help the fact that I was going through a Mountain Dew addiction and Monster. I was working third shift. Um, so, like, that amount of sugar and acidity on your teeth is bad. You'd have to brush your teeth like 2, 3 times, like every other hour. Yeah, Mountain Dew. I've seen a lot of Mountain Dew users. Probably the dentist's biggest customer. Um, this is bad as well. Bad for your teeth. Um, but yeah. But the peg in cold weather bothers me for some reason. It's usually when the wind comes and hits me, metal peg. It I smelled metallic, and it's like probably like some sort of inflammation around it. I don't think it's leaching. I think it's titanium. I don't think it'll leach or anything into the gums and give me poisoning or anything. It's not like lead. It's really good dentist work. And at the time, I was going to do better with my life. Um, oh, breathe for a minute. It's like nasal issues. And the nasal issues on top of it. My youngest had a cold, flu, gave it to my partner and gave it to me. So, like sore throat and nasal sinus issues are not flaring up as much. I used cinnamon and we had Chinese five spice, but has anise in it. I'm gonna call it anise. It looks like anus. ANISE. So it's a great. What it does is it stops your nose from running. It's real licorice, not like your pretend licorice, but real licorice. Um, what it does is it stops your nose from running, but it doesn't stop your nose from being stuffed up. And it's really great for doing that to stop your nose from running. So that it's not pouring down the back of my throat, killing me, making me feel like I'm dying of the flu. But it does. All right, so dinner. So I'm going to take the crock pot. I'm going to put in 2 cans of tomatoes, two 1 can of tomato soup, a big old thing of rice and beans. And then, so tonight when I'm cooking dinner, all I have to do is saute some, or I might saute some onions now and cook it in there so it flavors the thing. then the green peppers, I'll probably just saute some green peppers and some more onions, garlic. Put in some chili powder this morning. Put it in the slow cooker. Probably put it on high. Probably grill some. I have ground meat. I'll probably do half the ground meat because it's 3 pounds. So a pound and a half ground meat if it'll fit into our teeny tiny crock pot thing. And then I'll probably do I've got what we do is I don't eat the heels of the toast and the bread. So we take them and I collect them. So like once a month we have meatloaf. And so yeah, I don't waste food. So like if I cut the crust off my kids' bread or toast or something, I'll shove it in this bag of like when we get down to the end of one bag and collect all the crust and break it all up and chop it into pieces. So it's planning ahead, and that's the day. So there'll be So for dinners, I've got chili. I had rice and beans, then chili, the leftover rice and beans into chili, and then meatloaf, and or I'll probably do the veggie stir fry or egg foo young stir fry with egg foo young in the morning breakfast, and then yeah, and then what else? Like I said, I was gonna make something else. What's that? I was gonna make something else for breakfast, but yeah, I want to do more like reading to kids, reading people, just background noise. I ramble, so this is probably background noise while you're cleaning or doing something. I just chat and do stuff, and it's just rambling. Yeah, like, hmm. I think it's on my nerves sometimes for myself. So, being like hard of hearing, I have found I've come to my own. I'm the one that has to say what all the time. So throughout the day, I have like this like cap of what's and has that I do throughout the day. And I just try and figure out what people say. If it's not vitally essential, important, like coming from a boss, or coming from like something where verbatim needs to be understood, then I just kind of like figure it out. I have this same thing that you use for baby talk. There's rhyming, like they don't get all the syllables. So there's a rhyming end or a rhyming beginning, and to go with what's going on with the situation. Um, oh, gross. Pretty. Pretty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gross. Oh, I didn't know we had that many in the area. Good. 754. Fine about. I try to track that. I try to keep track of the crows in the community where I'm at. I love them. They're smart, intelligent birds, and they can remember. They remember all sorts of things, and that's important. But yeah, I have to go do chores, so I'm going to go do as many chores as I can get done every day, so that even though I have an overwhelming amount of work to do, I don't have a ton of chores. Like I'm going to strive towards getting the everyday chores done. I'm going to focus. Instead of focusing on cleaning everything, I've been focusing on building that cleaning habit of trying to get things right away, trying to get the kids to pay attention to themselves, to figure out, hey, you're done with this, put it away, clean up. I mean, Montessori method, when my kids were in Montessori, there were a little bit more on it, but I didn't have the habit. I didn't grow up that way. It's my ADD run and onto the next project. The hardest part was discovering in life that things don't end. Like you have an end of a chapter, but things keep going on and for the next thing. For me to make bed was ridiculous because I would be so tired. I would want to take a nap, like half an hour or two right after. So it feels like as soon as I made my bed, I was ready to go crawl back in it and go to bed. What's the point of making the bed? I mean, because I slept so much when I could, but when you have kids, you can't really sleep. It was pointless. Or they'd crawl into the bed, or the cats would crawl into the bed. Um, so it's just like you turn around and you do dishes and you turn around and you're eating again. And it's just, or drinking or having something to eat or drink or something. And it's just continuous. It doesn't end. It doesn't stop. There is no getting ready for the next chapter. I have I've tried to take like fast food, like hourly things. I mean, I've tried methods and I could try that again and see what works. I experiment with the type of lifestyle I want. So I've been trying to build my lifestyle from the ground up, going with as many absorbing different details that I can because I was not happy with my childhood lifestyle. So I don't like the results. So I'm striving towards a whole new lifestyle, a whole new way of doing things, a whole new culture, building a whole new culture in life. And it's occurred to me, I can make it how I want it. I didn't like that. I don't have to do that. It doesn't have to be tolerated in the house. I don't have to be the prick that everybody was to me. I don't have to be the big female wolf dog that everybody was to me. I don't have to feel continuously attacked. I could do it this way. I could do it that way. Do I like the results of this? Do I like the results of that? Strive towards doing a better way of doing things. I like a lot of Montessori stuff. She was great. Dr. Montessori was great, fantastic at the concept of watching, observing, and learning for the children to be able to do for themselves. I've watched, observed that a lot of people will tell their kids what to do, and the kids learn to wait until they're told to. Or wait until, I mean, if you're sitting there, you've told them 15 times, and by the time you get to the 15th time, you go through a follow through or you get at them, the next time you're going to end up yelling at them 15 times before they do something and wonder why you're the mad person. So I've been working on okay, for you, or say the one I like the best, and if I can get the energy to, and the when you keep going, stamina to try for a certain cultural lifestyle was the best one that worked. And I don't know why I didn't stick with it, but is all right, we're leaving at 2 o'clock, and I'm going to start getting ready at 1:55 or 1:50. 10 minutes when you get, or you do like 45, 1:45 when you have smaller children. Depending on how many children you have, you can go back, or when you're just starting to teach them, you can go back further. We're going to start getting ready. And I'll be like, all right, I've got my shoes and my socks on right now. Sometimes you have to make sure when it doesn't work is because their attention is on like TV or their thing, or they don't really believe you're going to get ready because, sometimes through my history, I'm like, I'm going to go, I'm going to go, I'm going to go, I'm going to go. And then like 2:05, holy crap, let's go. So, I mean, you have to build that trust that if you're going to at say 1:55 or 1:50, all right, I'm going to clean up. All right, I'm cleaning up my stuff. I'm getting ready to go. All right, you guys, what do you guys need to do? How long does it take? And I start asking them questions. Like, all right, how long does it take you to get your shoes and your socks on if we're going to be out the door by 2? And they start figuring these things out for themselves. They realize, oh, if I want to be there on time because I want to feel like I can just sit and enjoy like 5 minutes to myself, or the same reasons why we want to be on time, or the same reasons why we want to get there, or why we want to do things, um, like to get to the movies, or to get to school, or to get to feel like you're in the zone. Like my 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 princess, she needs to, I notice a difference in her attitude if she gets up at 6, because it takes humans generally 2 hours to get up and get ready and to be awake by the time they're there. Now, I know not all humans in general. It's a big umbrella to say all humans. There are the humans that are up and ready to go, and I don't know what's wrong with them, but it works for their life, and more power to them. Uh, but I am one of those, it takes 2 hours to be awake and get going and get moving. So her school starts at like 7 something. So then she has to get up at 6. So basically, so that school basically starts at 8. So by the time she gets there, she's awake, alert, ready to go. She can work on her attitude. If I get her up late, like 6:30, like this morning, I have a bit of attitude problems. But the earlier I get her up to 6, she's good. Um, I get sure that they go to bed at a certain time. So that's what works for her. So if I say okay, I'll say, all right, I've got my shoes on, I'm getting my coat. What do you guys need? It's a show them that I'm doing this the same way that, what was it, George Washington went out and did drills with his soldiers, had more loyal soldiers. You're showing them, okay, this is what I do, this is what I'm going to do, this is, what do you need to do? What all do you need in order to be ready? Instead of, hey, do this, 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 and this, they turn off. It's, they flip off the switch, it's off, it's gone, it's done. They don't need to think, because you'll do all the thinking for them. But you won't be there every second for their lives. She just thinks she just gets to play until after, I tell her, okay, now it's time. Instead, of saying it's such and such time, it takes me so and so long. How long does it take you? How much time do you need? And if you stay focused, it's ready to go. And, that would be ideal if I can be consistent with that. Training them to do for themselves. They are very happy. And that leaves me time to take care of the one who can't do that stuff just yet. But it's not like I don't, all right, let's put on your shoes. I'd be like, where did your shoes go? And be like, oh, did you need, I'm trying to get her to do as many steps for herself as possible. And independent kids are so happy. They get this sense of accomplishment, and it feels good, and it gives a self boost to their ego. So you don't have to sit there and say, oh, you're doing a great job, you're doing a great job, you're doing a great job. Oh, you're so good, you're so smart, you're so, all the time, like 24 hours, like every time, everything you say to them, they can boost their own ego, and then you can just compliment them when you see fit. And it's just a genuine compliment, like, oh wow, I really see your eyes are so beautiful today. Like, I am impressed with how fast you get ready. That is, that's a great way to, go through the day, and oh, it really helped that you were ready already and you could help out your little sister. I've seen her smile, something that they can judge for themselves, that they can measure, so that they can grab and pay attention to, and they can look for the little cues that tell them themselves what to do, and it makes things easier. It makes things easier for them, so that I can focus on, okay, so I need to double check to make sure I have the directions to this new place that we're going, and that my battery isn't going to die, and that my phone is all charged, and all the things that the 101 things that I need to worry about for the whole trip to go smoothly, instead of trying to figure out, I don't know where you put your shoes. Where did you put your shoes? Instead of the freak out. And things are organized, they can get themselves ready and they feel good. And you still have 101 things to do. It doesn't make you any less important. It doesn't make them any less wanting you around. So then you get more wants. Like, I want my mom around, rather than I need my mom around, because otherwise I won't be able to function. So you get more, Hey, I want more. Like, you have more time for cuddles. You have more times for a hug. You have more times for a, hey, how did this go and how did that go? Instead of the rush, 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 because you're trying to do all of it, and your head can be in the moment. The difference of rushing, 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 you end up yelling at your kids, distancing them. You're losing their trust. You're losing your ability to communicate with them, and you just want to drop them off at school. And then at the summertime, you have these little strange people who have been cultivated by whatever school you dropped them into, and by whatever friends you set them out to, and by whatever media um, you've allowed them to. All that stuff adds up to their cultivation. And so their culture, they have a whole new culture before they even move out of your house. By the time summer comes, you're cultivated, this is the way we do things, and that this is the way they do things. And it clashes. It's just like you go to your parents' house after you've lived on your own for like 10 years and you need to spend the week there for who knows what. You're about to rip it off your heads. You're like, why would you do this way? This doesn't make any sense. Whatever cultivated them to do that way helps them. Whatever. So you have more time to get to know your kid when your kid puts on their own shoes and their own coats and they're all ready. You can go out the door and be like, with your keys, be like, yeah, I got my keys. Hey, did you catch that game that you liked to your friends? Or like, oh, your friend did da 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 da. And okay, cool. We should call your friend and hook up this kind of play date. Or yeah, I saw the eclipse. Did you see that? That was awesome. What do you think about the eclipse? How'd you feel? And I can ask you questions, and you can get all into the things they learned about recycling at school, and all these things that they're supposed to teach you, that the government and any other entity, form, organization says that the best way to cultivate the rest of the world, like how to properly recycle, how to properly like save energy, save the planet, all that stuff, they teach that to the kids. You have more time to learn what the kids are trying to teach us. It's weird how, like, if they want to integrate into what's considered healthy eating, or what they're trying to mainstream. If an organization is trying to mainstream something amongst the masses, they try to teach your children. So this gives you a little like heads up, and it's an opportunity, even if it's like 30-second discussions, even if it's like 3-minute discussions. You're focused, you're in the here, you're in the now, when their shoes are on and their coat is on and they have whatever it is that they need to get going, at 7, 8 years old and 10 years old, instead of having to be like, get your shoes on. Where are your shoes? Why don't you have your shoes on? I still do that. I don't want to do that, but I still do that. So, but yeah, it gets crazy. But now, it's occurred to me, it's like, I can live the life I want to. I don't have to be an NPC in my own life. I can make decisions. It's okay to make decisions, and it's okay to live the life I want to live. And it's just like, wow, it took me how many years to figure out that, and worrying about what other people think. If I could tell this to my 21-year-old self, the heartache I could save. So if you're like 21 watching this, and I mean, it's not so much that it took me so many years to learn that, but the lesson in itself is such simplicity. Like, oh yeah, it is. But then you realize people who have been traumatized, and people who have been through people telling them what to do that they admire, and that everybody else is right, and other things that cultivate this world. It's more difficult to give yourself permission to live, what you want to live. Be like, my job sucks. I went I'd rather be working, like fast food sucks. I'd rather just be doing my own job at a factory, like working my own machine. I'd rather work by myself, go out and find that I'm working by myself job. It's more like learning you and for you. I mean, to explore that is you don't wait until you're 30 something to explore that. You don't wait until the quarter of your life that is supposed to be the most enjoyable is gone. And it's just like it's your life and you can take a hold of it. You know, you can seek out the things that if you don't like what it is, you could seek out the ways and the means to make what you do like happen. And it's just I feel like I could have been a better mother this whole time. I want to do for my older kids. And I feel like it is so, this guilt that it is so unfair to my older children for missing out on the things that I should have knew. And if you traumatize somebody and that person, it takes them forever. It takes them way too long to heal, the healing process, to realize, oh, I don't have to keep reliving my trauma through the things that I'm doing. I'm torturing, you don't have to relive the torture. You don't have to re-torture yourself and be that torturous to other people, and be that toxic to other people. And I've got a lot of work. So much retribution as like a way of paying it forward and a way of when the opportunity comes to apologize and to work on allowing whatever it is that they need to heal to anybody that I've been toxic to. I'm like being spiritually awake, like I knew that stuff, some of that stuff. But when you're able to live that stuff, that, when you become spiritually aware and then you become able, I mean, it involves a lot of shadow work. That was fun. Doing a lot of shadow work is fun, and in a way that afterwards you can see the fun in it. While you're going through it, it's it's a sweat lodge would be a walk in the cave. It's just you go through your subconscious is trying to tell you things all the time. And a lot of times I just let my subconscious drive throughout most of my life. But my life also is very interesting where I don't have a set way of doing things. I don't have a routine way of doing things because my circumstances don't always give me allowances to routinely do things. So not everything works out for me because it's like the first time doing things. Like the other week where I was going to a whole new store because I had a gift card and I had a discount card and I needed food. And instead of going to the grocery store I normally go to, it's a whole new one, whole new budget, whole new way of like learning how to do things. So that frustration that you get when you get a new job, and it's like you get up to that edge of, I don't think I could do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. But you push through and you have to do it anyways. I experience that all the time with a lot of things that I do all the time. So the striving to make things routine for me in my life is extremely difficult. But I'm carving it out towards a life that I want, and giving myself permission to seek out a routine type thing and to plan ahead enough so that when I come up to an expectation, I can make that expectation happen as close as possible or accept the expectation that didn't happen. because there is a lot of work with the way I do things, like having new budgets, having new, just everything, living into a new house, moving, um, just, yeah, just, oh, and now I realize I have permission and I seek out the empowerment to be able to go towards the lifestyle that I want and the culture that I want to embrace. And I seek out new cultural experiences, and everybody else, the seek out, to learn about other cultures as much as possible, um, so that I can bring into my life something that has a good result for me and has a good result for my family. That's the important part, is to bring it all together like this gigantic puzzle or this gigantic tapestry. Um, that is the biggest thing that I have learned, is the tapestry of life, my tapestry, getting things to go for what I want. As I've talked over half an hour, it's 8 o'clock, and I've avoided doing dishes, cleaning out the kitty litter. The cat's gonna come and harass me for not cleaning out the kitty litter fast enough. So I'm gonna hop off. I love you guys. Likes, subscribes, notification bells. If you don't know what it means, yeah, I can explain it. Like if you like the video, comment, let me know, the things that you want to see on more videos, and subscribe if you want me, eventually, routinely, I'm going to have those videos where you can see me cooking dinners and planning things ahead and getting the lifestyle as it improves. Because a lot of times I'll get into the doing and realize that I haven't filmed it because I don't have any place to put the camera, or I don't have lighting, or I don't have a kid who's not streaking through and letting me, get them dressed, because I'm not putting a naked baby on YouTube if I can avoid it. That's fun. So, yeah, there's a lot of fun adventures, and I want to film more of those for you guys, and more teaching myself. My more tutorials are more tutorials for myself. I'm going to, I'm not a professional. I'm not an expert. I don't get paid. I haven't published research, but I do strive towards gaining all those things for myself. Of, been there, done that experience. I can give you I've been there and done that expertise. I can give you I don't get money. I don't get paid for that kind of thing. But I mean, I have a skill that you probably pay somebody else for. I don't have any money to pay for that for myself. A lot of things is I got to pay myself. I got to find a way to make money to get out of debt. And I got to make my ideas come to life in a desperate measure. Because money is interesting effect on a lot of people's lives. But yeah, like, subscribe, notifications, comments. Love you all. Bye.